Good morning, class 8 students. I am your math teacher, and this is the part 4 video for rational numbers lesson 1. We have seen some of the properties like closure, associative, distributive, and commutative for the rational numbers. Let's see some more properties of rational numbers. The next property is additive inverse property. The additive inverse property says that when you add the rational number with the opposite of itself, the sum is always 0. Or the sum of any number and its inverse or the opposite is 0. Like x plus of minus x is 0. So when you add this x with the negative of the same number or inverse of the same number, the addition would be 0. Okay, so here we are adding but with the opposite numbers, addition of the opposite numbers, which is always giving 0. For an example, 7. When you add 7 with the negative of itself or the inverse of itself, which is minus 7, it will give 0. There are some more examples like number 6. The additive inverse of number 6 is minus 6. And you when add the number with the additive inverse, what will you get? 0. So here in this whole table, the answer is going to be, or the sum of the number and its inverse is going to be 0 only. Here just we take any number, like for example minus 8, and we add it with its negation, means with the negative of itself. So minus of minus will become plus over here. So minus 8, the opposite is 8. So when we add these two, you will get 0. The sum is always 0. For whole this table, the answer is 0. Like for example, see 5 by 8. So when you add it with the negation of itself or with the inverse of itself, the inverse is minus 5 by 8. So when you add these two, the answer is going to be 0. But for 0, if you will add, the inverse is also 0. So when you add them, the answer is 0. Okay. So this is additive inverse of property of rational numbers. Next is the multiplicative inverse. What is the multiplicative inverse? Product of any number with its multiplicative inverse or reciprocal is always 1. So here what we do, we take any rational number and multiply it with the reciprocal of itself. In the previous slide, we were adding it with the inverse, that is with the negative sign of itself. And in the next slide, what we are doing uh, for the multiplicative inverse, we are taking the product of with the reciprocal of itself. So it will give 1 always. Like for example, 3 by 4. The inverse of 3 by 4, the reciprocal of 3 by 4 is 4 by 3. The reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of 3 by 4 is 4 by 3, and when we take the product of these two, the answer is going to be 1. So 4 over here is going to cancel with the 4 in numerator, and 3 in the numerator will get cancelled with the denominator. Okay, so this is going to cancel. Overall the answer is going to be 1. So when it is minus 8, so it would be in minus only, and it would minus also will get cancelled. So it will come as 1 only. Okay. So minus 2 and minus 5. The inverse is minus 5 and minus 2. So this will get cancelled. 2 with 2 and 5 with 5. The answer is going to be 1 only. And here 9 by minus 2. Or the inverse or the multiplicative inverse of this number is minus 2 by 9. So this is going to get cancelled with each other, and the answer is again 1. Understood? This is multiplicative inverse. In this, just we take the reciprocal of the number and multiply it with the number to get 1. Okay. Now see, the rational numbers are the numbers in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and this denominator can never be as 0. So these are all the properties. Till now we have studied all the properties of the rational number, that is closure property. When you add, subtract, multiply, divide any two rational numbers, the answer is going to be the rational number, that is closure property. The addition, then is the commutative property. If you change the order of addition or multiplication for any two rational numbers, the answer is going to be same. So it is applied only for addition and multiplication. Then is associative property, that is when you take three rational numbers and add them in any order, the result would be same only. And if you take the same rational numbers and multiply them in any order, the answer is going to be same. It is also not applied for subtraction and division. The last property that we have seen is distributive property. The distributive property of multiplication over addition and multiplication over subtraction. This is how you apply the distributive property. It is also not applicable for multiplication and division. Okay. So till now we have studied all the properties of the rational number. Let's now see how to plot a rational number on the number line. So this is the number line where you see the positive numbers, negative numbers, 0. Okay. So when it comes to natural number, you can represent all of these natural numbers on the number line. What are natural numbers? The numbers that start from 1, 2, 3 and go till infinity. So all these positive numbers you can represent from 1 to infinity on the number line. Okay, then is the whole numbers that includes 0 and all the natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3 and all these goes to the infinity. So on this number line also you can represent the whole number from 0 to infinity. Then are the integers. Integers include the negative numbers, 0 and the natural numbers, and this also goes to infinity. You can see this number line. There are negative numbers also, the 0 also and this positive numbers also. In this number line you can express all the integers. But what about the rational numbers? The rational numbers are of the form p by q in the form of the fraction, positive fraction and negative fraction. Okay, so this you will see in future 0.111 how this is rational. So till now you just concentrate 8 by 2 and 2 by 3. So these are rational. How can we plot them on the number line? Let's see how. So for that we have taken this question to represent 3 by 4 on the number line. For this what we will do is take a number line. This is a number line and this 3 by 4 is, since a rational number greater than 0, so it will always be represented on the right hand side of 0 on the number line. So on this part it would be represented because it is a positive number and all the positive numbers are on the right side of the number line, of the 0 of the number line. Okay. Now see what we have to do is we have to just divide the unit from 0 to 1 into 4 parts. Why we are dividing it into 4 parts now? Because the number that we have to represent is 3 by 4 and 4 is the denominator of this number. So if the denominator was like 5, if the number was 3 by 5, so we would have divided the first unit from 0 to 1 in 5 parts. But here the denominator is 4. So divide the number line between 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. How will you do that? Like from 0, the first part is 1 by 4, second is 2 by 4, third is 3 by 4 and the last is 4 by 4 and 4 by 4 is nothing but 1. Okay. And step 2 is the third part of the 4 parts. From these 4 parts, the third part will represent 3 by 4 on the number line. So from 0 to 3 parts is 3 by 4. Understood? The first step is dividing the first unit from 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts, because here the denominator is 4. And then just represent from 0 to that part. Okay, and you can also represent the negative numbers on the other hand side. Let's see how to do that, how to represent a negative number on the number line. So for that, let's take another question, that is to represent minus 4 by 3 on the number line. So first, this is a improper fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. Here the numerator is 4 and the denominator is 3. So this is an improper fraction. We have to convert it into proper fraction. That is, you have to divide it 4 by 3 and you will get 1 by 3. So 3 1 is 3 plus 1, it will become 4 by 3 again. Okay, negative 1 by 1 by 3. Now you have to represent this on the number line. The fraction will lie between minus 1 and minus 2. So you can see that this is a fraction which will lie between minus 1 and minus 2. In the last question, the number was such that it would lie between only 0 and 1. But this number will lie between what? 1 and 2. That is on the negative side also. Okay. To represent it, we will divide the number line between minus 1 and minus 2 into 3 equal parts. Why 3 equal parts now? Because the denominator is 3. Okay. So see this number line. From 0 we have started. From on the negative side, we have divided first part from 0 to minus 1 into 3 equal parts. That is minus 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3, minus 3 by 3. And we have not stopped over minus 1. Like we did in the last slide, we stopped at 1. But in this one, what we want is the number that lies between 1 and 2 only. So we are not stopping at 1 and we are dividing further the unit from 1 to minus 2, minus 1 to minus 2 into 3 parts again. That is 4 by 3, 5 by 3 and 6 by 3. Now this 6 by 3 is, you can cancel and you will get 2 over here. Okay. Understood? So the first part after minus 1 will be 4 by 3, and this you can represent with this arrow like this. Okay. So the first part of 3 parts will be the required rational fraction. This can be represented as this. Understood? So thank you for now. These are your assignment questions for today. We will continue the chapter. Till then, please solve your assignment.